You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's throw over William Kyle, 6'9", 215-pound center. He is entering his final season in college basketball because he's going to lose his eligibility at the end of next season. He is not your typical breakout candidate because you can make the argument that William Kyle has already broken out and that he's simply looking to rebound into form, because in his first two seasons at South Dakota State, William Kyle averaged 11 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and nearly 1.5 blocks per game. And oh, by the way, he was the Summit League Defensive Player of the Year in 2024. However, he parlayed that success over at South Dakota State and got himself a roster spot at UCLA, a historic high major basketball program. And he could not really carve out a significant role with the Bruins last season. He played in 32 games, but he averaged less than 10 minutes per game. And like we talked about earlier with Tyler Betsey, it's hard to you can't really break out if you're not on the floor. So William Kyle playing less than 10 minutes per game, it's hard for him to really do all that much statistically. And so his numbers don't really wow you. They do not jump off the page at all. But the reason why I consider him a breakout candidate is because we have not seen him do it like he did at South Dakota State at the high major level. So maybe William Kyle can be closer to the player he was at South Dakota State than he was at UCLA this past season. Or maybe he was pretty much the same and he just didn't get enough minutes last year at UCLA. Why is Kyle a breakout candidate? Well, it's very similar to Tyler Betsey. Tyler Betsey's second reason, I should say. Because Tyler Betsey, we mentioned number one, how he was a former top 50 recruit, so there's potential. With William Kyle, there's opportunity. There is opportunity for William Kyle to be Syracuse's starting center this upcoming season, the entire year. That is certainly on the table for him if he stays healthy. This is his best chance and also his final chance to prove that he can be a starting caliber big man in the ACC, because the other two centers behind him, do they really wow you? Ibrahim Soare from Georgia Tech, true freshman Sheffing Diawara, does he wow you at all? Not really. William Kyle has his best chance and his final chance to be Syracuse's starting center, like I just said 30 seconds ago. This is it for him. Unrealistic breakout for William Kyle. He averages 10 points and 7 rebounds, and he makes all ACC defensive team, wins ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and becomes easily one of the best or second best or third best centers in the conference, if not maybe the entire country. That is the unrealistic breakout. I am not expecting that William Kyle is going to do anything like that. I think that is an unfair expectation for him, but that's kind of the point of this exercise. Unrealistic breakout, realistic breakout, and just what can happen. Let's start with the realistic breakout, which is that William Kyle becomes a reliable starting big man in the ACC. He plays about 20 to 25 minutes per game. He chips in 5 points, 5 rebounds, and he provides quality defense. He protects the rim. Okay, maybe that could happen. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. I think that is on the table, and I think if he can do that, Syracuse has a shot to make the NCAA tournament, because you're looking at their starting lineup right now. Nate George is a plus starter. I think JJ Starling is a plus starter. I think Nate King's, as of right now, I consider him kind of a neutral starter, where I don't think he's a net negative, but I also don't know how much of a net positive he will be relative to everyone else in the ACC as a starting small forward. Power forward Donnie Freeman, I think that's a plus starter. But your center spot, it's a glaring hole right now. Maybe if William Kyle is just average to above average, that'll be enough for Syracuse to get over the hump and make the NCAA tournament. That's why I've considered him the most important transfer on the team and arguably the most important player on the team this upcoming season. And then what can't happen with William Kyle at Syracuse this upcoming year? William Kyle proves that he cannot thrive in a power conference. And here's the thing with William Kyle. The timing with him when Syracuse got him is very interesting. He was the first player that Syracuse got from the transfer portal. And I remember having a debate with you all about this when they got William Kyle. Because usually, whether it's the transfer portal or you want to talk pro sports and free agency and trades, there's a pecking order. The stars come off the board first. The role players come off the board second. And then after that, you got your depth players. And the reason is pretty simple. It's because every team, whether it's college or pro, they have a budget. And they only have so much money. Now, in college sports, I always argue you can always ask for more money, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that everyone has money, a certain amount that either they're allowed to spend, or in the case of pro sports, there's a cap that you're allowed to spend. Everyone's got the money. Well, you want all your money that's possibly available for that star player. And I think we can all agree that as of right now, William Kyle is not a star player. And that is why he is on this list of breakout candidates. You can't be a star and be a breakout candidate, right? You can't. So it was very interesting why Syracuse went out and got him first, because you know that William Kyle costs money. Do I know exactly how much he went for? No, I don't have sourcing on that. I do not know how much he went for, but it costs something. And what I remember saying to you all at the time was this, with the timing of William Kyle and getting him. I don't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't prevent them from getting a better player somewhere else. That's it. That's what I said at the time, and I stand by it. That being said, if William Kyle struggles and he does not perform for Syracuse, well, I'm going to start questioning the timing of that move and why Syracuse had to go out and get him first. Because maybe they could have upgraded somewhere else. You know, I like Nate Kings, but maybe you could have gotten an even better small forward if you had not decided to go get William Kyle first. Because everyone costs money. But we'll find out, right? Hopefully, William Kyle can at least have a realistic breakout. And hey, if he has an unrealistic breakout where he becomes one of the best centers in the ACC, if not the country, that would be great too.